Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dim Sum Daddies podcast. I'm Travis Yamamoto.
Matthew Utter, what it do?
Jason DeVero, yo.
And we have a special guest for you folks today. We have CJ here. He works in law enforcement, and we wanted to bring him on the show to talk to you guys about what some of the challenges that law enforcement faces and, the shit that they go through. Yeah, welcome, CJ. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, how's your night going?
It's going great, man. Haven't seen you guys in a long time.
Yeah, I know,
it's been a while.
Nice to reconnect.
It's been a hot minute. Yeah, so
Hot.
how's work, man? How is that shit?
It's the shit, dude.
Yeah,
It's the shit.
yeah.
It's work is work, man. It's one of those things. It's love and hate for me.
Yeah.
How long you been in the force?
8.5 years.
8.5 years. Damn.
Many moons.
Many. Yeah.
What made you want to go in there?
That's pretty funny, man. I've never really had like aspirations or like dreams of becoming law enforcement. I think I was just like in a period of my life where I just kind of wanted to do something.
Mm-hmm. Kind of fell into your lap, maybe?
Well, our old friend, yeah, you guys know him. He was like, the department needs like, some real good guys, and you're a good guy. And I took that as a compliment. So I was like, so I tried it out, took the civil entry exam, passed. And then I went through the whole battery. And
Man, how was that shit?
It was cool. It was a learning process. It was nerve wracking.
It must have been rough too, because at the times I seen you coming by, like anytime I see you after just doing your training,
I
I'm
was
like,
a wreck.
dude, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it must have been like a tough process just to go through. I mean, like you gotta have that. Would you feel like you need that sure will just to go through that, or?
Pretty much, dude. Like, I've always battled like anxiety throughout my whole life, so I was always just like an anxious wreck. Like clammy hands all the time, like just socially awkward. And then going through something like, the police academy, kind of just shell shock, And then, but you're in it, you're in the mix of it, and you try to like just power through it, face all of your social anxieties, and you get through it.
Yeah, you work for the people at that point. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So let's start off with what's the craziest shit that you've seen?
See, I knew you guys were gonna ask me this.
I mean,
I already knew. I like when you asked me to do the podcast, I was already like, I know they're gonna ask me this.
Preparing yourself for this.
Yeah. Everybody,
Especially that question, too. The craziest shit.
Yeah. When it comes to like law enforcement and the shit that we deal with, crazy is a very broad term.
It's day in and day out, huh?
Bro, it's a very broad term, man. And anyone who listens to this who's in law enforcement, they have
dailies have
exactly,
a story.
Yeah, exactly what I'm talking about. It's very broad. Like, what kind of crazy?
Okay, let me
emotionally crazy. Like,
let me
visually
change,
crazy.
There's a scale or a spectrum to crazy, right?
Let me change the narrative then. What event happened that emotionally changed you?
Okay, so like the first thing that really hit me, it was we had it's called a defib call, and it's basically you need a defibrillator, like someone is in cardiac arrest or somebody needs CPR or something. So a lot of times when there's a medical emergency, they notify EMS first, EMS or fire first, and then they notify police. So a lot of times when police arrive on scenes for like a medical emergency, normally fire and EMS, they're usually off first. But it just so happened that the address that they sent us to, I was like right there, So I pull off and I get to the location, and I don't see no fire trucks or EMS.
So you were
the first to arrive.
Yeah, like legit, yeah. So I get there, and this lady comes running down, and she's like, the infant's not breathing. So I was like, oh shit. So I start, I get the baby, and I start doing the compressions and everything like that. And this is like before I had my daughter. This is like my first year, I think. The baby was super cute, man. Like just real cute. I think he was not even like a year old. He was probably like 11 months.
Oh man.
Yeah. And it was one of those things where like
I don't even want to know where the story is going, dog.
But
where I feel like it is going.
Yeah. I mean, but in the idea of like what's the first thing that kind of like shook me was so I'm doing compressions on this kid, and then like the family, they're fucking
freaking out
freaking
and
out.
right, stressed. Yeah, dude, they kind of
I'm stressed the fuck.
No, I bet.
Yeah.
super stressful situation.
That's crazy
yeah.
right there. That's
I'm doing compressions for like a couple minutes, and then EMS fire get over there, and then so I transferred over to EMS. They throw the kid in the rig, and then they're doing compressions, and dude, they're like doing compressions for a long time, and then they start taking the kids' readings, and then they poke them with the needle, like right, to get all the like the blood, the glucose, and all that. And the thing that had struck me was when they had poked the kid's toe, right, to get some blood, the blood didn't come out. Oh, so it's kind of like telling you like the heart stopped already.
Yeah.
Right?
No
so
circulation, right?
Yeah. So they had to like squeeze the toe, and then then they got the reading, and then that was the first time I experienced something like fucking pretty, like fuck.
Rack you to your core, kind of
dude,
thing.
Yeah, that kind of fucked me. Because like we do CPR on like adults and like older people,
But a young baby,
yeah,
right?
to see the kid, and then just the emotions from the family, the
everything.
yeah, dude. And I'm like a fucking, I'm like a
You just started
brand new,
to-
yeah,
yeah.
I'm brand
that's
spanking.
crazy.
Super green.
Yeah, super good. And it's funny because like with those kind of calls, you can't expect HFD. They're the experts, right? Like or EMS, When you get them, you're like, oh shit. You're like, you're the police officer, right? You're the police, and then I'm like, where's the other lights at? But
Wow,
that shook. That was like one of the first things that shook me. And then there was
And you gotta go right back to work.
yeah, what? Yeah, man, just fucking,
The next call, huh?
So,
Yeah, that was rough.
so with that being said, what would you say, or like when, if there was a definitive moment that you would kind of say that, I mean, because just like anything, you get desensitized to stuff, right? I mean, so when would you say that kind of happened to you in your career so far? If it has, and
Desensitized to it.
Right.
You're not. To be honest, you're not.
you never really get there.
We're all human, man.
Yeah,
You're always gonna feel it.
unless you're a fucking psychopath.
Right. I mean, hey, and some people are like that.
I mean,
though,
I think
I feel like for that situation, I mostly hear mostly maybe in the medical field.
yeah,
Like most of they just,
see it a lot.
Yeah, they see a lot. I mean, it's kind of for them, it's different.
yeah,
You
they
know,
see it a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard, like doctors and like EMS, they're a little more like fucking morbid about shit, You know what I mean?
because they see that they experience that on the daily, right, all the time. Yeah.
A little more than we do.
Wow.
But so like when we experience it, it's just like, oh shit.
I don't know how I would be able to handle that, man.
You got to
Especially,
be mentally strong for
Yeah,
sure.
I'd be a little
Fortitude.
I give you props. To, like at least you try to,
Hell yeah.
like try to help out, like try to do whatever you was taught to try to help this family and this baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for doing what you
Yeah.
do, man. That's why that shit drives me crazy when they defund the police. Oh, don't support them. What the fuck? These guys are the first guys there to fucking
The
help you.
peacekeepers and everything.
Hell fucking
And it's like when your ass in trouble, who you gonna call?
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
want them
exactly.
there. Imagine you call 911 and they don't show up.
Are you
know
gonna
what I
want to
mean?
defund them now? Yeah,
Hell
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a fucking load of shit, dude.
Oh, I bet.
Every police officer, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
Like there is a sense of like in the department, they'll label you as this, like you're kind of a rebel. And that's kind of me. Like up straight up, like I'm not gonna go around and fucking cite 100 people and try to get tags and make people happy. You know what I mean? Like I understand what the public is going through. So if I can cut people breaks, then I will. And if I have to arrest, then I will. But if not, if I can find some way to like reach an understanding where it's just like, okay, we don't have to go this route, then I'll try to take that route. Even though like I have no obligation to, but I try to.
And that's admirable.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah.
Most of us are like that actually. And like people can be like, it's because, you don't want to do fucking paperwork or whatever. But it's like, dude, if you're an asshole, man, I have no problem arresting you.
And writing some shit down on a piece of paper.
Yeah, I've been doing this shit for a long time now. I'll type that shit out in a heartbeat. Just that's like to me, like that's what policing kind of like the idea of it was kind of like lost is because like policing is like in the beginning it's like you're a peace officer, right? You uphold the peace.
Peacekeeper,
and stuff like that. Yeah. Actually dealing with people and trying to find like other ways to remedy an issue or to solve an issue, like you have to be pretty fucking You got to understand people. You know?
I was trying to find the word for it
Yeah,
too. I'm
yeah,
struggling to do so. But
You have to have empathy.
yeah.
no, definitely, yeah.
And then, like, at the same time, you're not really obligated to. Like, if a crime was committed and you have the elements, then, you know what I mean? You can hook somebody.
Do they train
that
you in
easy.
the academy? Do they like give you like a heads up, like, hey, you're gonna see some fucking crazy shit, which you
yeah.
automatically assume?
Yeah, they let you
going
know.
in that.
Yeah, from the jump, bro. I think, like, the first day when I hopped in,
So, like,
the chief, and they tell you right off the bat, like, you're going to be dealing with things that, you know. And so, like, it's basically like our family night. Family comes in and, like, the recruits or whatever. And, yeah, they kind of just lay it out right there. You know, your brother, your son, your loved one, or whoever, they're going to be embarking on a journey and they need your love and support. And I remember that. I always, that's one thing that always, like,
Oh, was that during the ceremony?
no,
Sorry
no,
for cutting
bro.
off, but
No,
yeah.
this is,
Oh, no.
like,
Oh, shit.
before. This is like the first day I stepped into the academy setting.
Oh, damn. Like,
No, you
this
mean-
is
They
like-
let you know.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Pretty
off the bat.
defining moment, though, for sure, yeah.
And then throughout the academy, they, you know, they show you some shit, dude.
Holy shit!
show you and probably train you through that. You know,
I mean, they have to because,
yeah.
it's inevitable. You're going to
Yeah.
see crazy shit. You're going to see stuff that is shocking and, traumatic and all that
I mean,
other
yeah,
kind of
of
stuff.
course.
Yeah.
I mean, like, gotta, right?
The thing with like, I don't know, with, I guess, law enforcement is they don't really teach you, like, how to deal with on like the emotional side.
or like a psychological
yeah,
level?
they just say, okay, here's some outreach, right? And you can talk to them or whatever. But then,
That's to cover their ass. Oh, he did this, so he's okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of difficult to try to.
Is it hard to separate it when you go home?
It can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine, bro. What the?
Yeah. I think any police officer who says, like, they can separate it wholeheartedly and this and that.
Liars.
They're either unaware of themselves or, you know what I mean? They're fucking psychopath. I don't know.
Oh shit! Damn.
Or something.
Sociopath.
Yeah.
Something,
Because
yeah.
it's life, man. Like,
Yeah.
when people call 911, it's not like they're inviting you to their fucking birthday party. It's,
Yeah,
Some shit's going down. We need some assistance. Yeah.
It's a call
You
for
always see
an
people at their
emergency.
worst. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But it's cool, though.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, mad respect, dude. Thank you for doing what you're doing. And sometimes I think people take cops for granted. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, they'll always be
Yeah.
there. Hey, they'll always get my back, but they don't actually take into consideration what the shit that you guys have to go through. Bring
Yeah.
home to your families.
Right.
Bring home to your friends, and then you have to hold on to that yourself.
Yeah. So it's funny because I've thought about that, and like with policing, and I know, like, I grew up, you know what I mean, and there was just always a common thing, you know, like, fuck the police, and, you know what I mean, anything where it comes to, like, authority, right? People already have an aversion to, you know what I
Right.
mean? That's just human nature. No one
Likes being told what to do.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But at the same time, like, this is what I learned. And this is like, I don't ever like to think of myself as a square, because I never was. Like, I don't ever like bend to the fucking, you know what I mean?
Bend the knee.
Yeah. I don't ever, I was always like,
You don't
A
tap.
rebellious
You don't
person.
tap, baby.
yeah, I don't tap, choke me up, man. Put me to sleep. Not tapping.
No taps in this house. Let me switch the gears a little bit then. Okay, what is the best experience that you had?
Best experience?
Yeah.
Shit, bro. That's a hard
There's
one.
many of them too.
No, you saying it's a hard one, or is
Oh,
there
shit.
plenty, or is there like?
I would say that you probably have a lot, right? I mean,
Wow, damn.
No, maybe I'm just that. My career is that much in its infancy. Maybe I haven't experienced it. The best thing that I've like experienced, a good thing is when I get notifications that somebody I did a case for and that I arrested, they get locked up.
That's the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. We get like a little paper and it's just like, congratulations, thanks on a very thorough report. This guy is whatever. He's going to be sentenced, and
Would you?
which is good. You know what I mean?
Right,
But
of course.
Yeah, it lacks something, but it makes you feel good, right? Because you're like, oh, okay, I didn't fuck this report up. And, they didn't release the guy or whatever. And
Yeah.
the judge found that through the report, right? And through the investigation that, okay, this is, it's legit. And then we can sentence the guy, especially because in Hawaii, like, the judicial system is just, it's so lenient.
It's the blue state, man.
Yeah, man. It's lenient as shit. That's how come like a lot of policemen are jaded.
Would you say any officer would experience through that though? Like have a good experience?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm more like.
I mean, I think, sorry to cut in. I think, were you kind of touching on maybe kind of like a wholesome experience, or maybe someone was super appreciative or like, oh my God, thank you so much. You saved my life or my kid's life or what, something along those lines. Were you kind of touching on that a little bit?
Okay. So when it comes to like an emergency where you kind of save somebody, like everyone's emotions are so high that, a lot of times, people can't express those things.
Right.
So then you have to be like, okay, I did good, but good things. Yeah. There are some people who express gratitude and like
many different ways, of course. Too,
yeah.
right?
Like there's people and it's kind of hard, man. Cause sometimes like people come up to you and they'll like, thank you for all you do. And the thing with being in law enforcement is that, you deal with a lot of people who lie to you and they bullshit you and like you
Definitely.
yeah. And then you kind of become cynical towards people's like,
to a certain extent. I mean, you kind of have to, right? Yeah.
Right. So when people come up to me like, thank you and blah, blah. And
Take it with a grain of salt.
yeah. So it's not like the feeling of joy is like that powerful because I'm still a little cynical about it all.
No, that makes total sense. I totally understand that.
Yeah. It changes you. Like I remember before, like I used to be like, oh yeah, you're well. I mean, before I was a cop now, like I just take everybody's word. I was like naive, very naive.
I was about to say, yeah.
Which is cool. That's how come like the truth, there's like a lot of truth behind that saying where ignorance is bliss.
That's true, man.
Yeah, bro. Like that shit didn't make any sense to me until like after I got into the department. I was like, holy shit, I want to be ignorant forever.
That's the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Damn.
Yeah.
Just being in a blue uniform, you gotta be always cautious then, all times.
Yeah.
Can't be trusting nobody. You
I-
can't be like, high alert.
Yeah, and you just can't take everything at face value
Yeah.
all the time. Yeah, I mean, because you're wearing the blue uniform, and people don't always have the right intentions, and yeah, so
Especially this day and age, man. It's crazy.
oh no, people are fucking crazy nowadays, dude. Yeah,
No, yeah.
the day and age that we live in now. I mean,
Scary, dude.
yeah, freaky shit.
Scary is a good word. Yeah, scary is a real good word. Because you don't know what to expect.
Yeah, there's always like a underlying fear. Even on days where it's like quiet as fuck. Like nothing, like you feel like today's a good day.
Yeah, the calm before the storm.
Or like even if the whole day is just beautiful, regardless if the day transpired and it was beautiful, the course of that day there was some fear still yet. You know what I mean? So like that underlying fear is kind of like what fucks with people who are like in like first responders, that type of career, that job. You always have an underlying.
It kind of makes it more obvious why alphas, the type A personalities, are all cops, right?
I think any workforce draws, I guess, that type of archetype. You know what I mean? Like I was just having this talk with somebody, and like I think like donning a badge and getting a uniform, I think it does appeal to both spectrums. Alphas want to be on top of things, betas want to be on top of things, and so they use the idea of law enforcement and authority as a means of attaining that.
And expressing that, right?
And expressing it, yeah. And it might come off different, but
The main thing is the job gets done, though, right?
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's so fucking crazy. I never even thought about how fucking every day is fearful.
Yeah. Every day, dude.
So, kind of piggyback on that idea, talking about the alpha and the beta and all that kind of stuff. This is something I've always been kind of curious of, and you're honestly the first like law enforcement guy that I know, right? So I don't really know. I think I know one other dude, but I'm not really close with him. I don't really talk with him anyway. So would you say, being in law enforcement, maybe even for as long as you have, it affects your psyche in a way, maybe like your ego and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Right.
you can.
Yeah, because fuck
you
everybody else.
Right.
I would say, okay, so it's just an amplifier.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
It amplifies whatever kind of,
if you already
those
kind of
traits.
if you already had those traits prior to it, it's going to amplify that. And then, but I can tell you, like, for me, like, I don't know, man, like, you've known me for a long time.
Yeah.
And like, when I was younger, I could be obnoxious, but I always, in my heart, I always felt like I was very humble. And I always felt like I always knew how to reason with my feelings, and I was like very like aware of myself. But I do remember like a few years into the department that, yeah, the ego kind of grew.
Yeah.
Right. And it's because you're faced with like this new fucking, this new power.
Right. No, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, you get fucking 6 months of law crammed in and like you just turn into a robot. Like, I know the law and blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, if you're not actively trying to rebalance.
You could lose yourself.
Yeah. You just, you can just turn into the
Power
quote unquote
trips.
asshole cop.
Yeah.
Yeah. The power trip cop. And there's a
Exactly.
whole bunch of them, man.
Yeah. Oh no. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Head hairs.
Yeah, it draws that type of person, and I deal with them, bro. But I
bet. Yeah.
man, I'm an OG, man.
It's actually funny just talking about it, just knowing you for a long time. I was always wondering if that ever came like across to you, like having all that power, bro. Like I kind of want to even ask, like, is there even officers out there that abuse the power? Like,
yeah, you see him on the news right now.
Yeah.
Are we I think I know. Yeah, the one, the three.
I don't abuse it, dude. Yeah,
I know. I mean,
there's no reason for me.
Because you're a
to.
good guy, man. We know you. We wouldn't.
good guy.
We wouldn't bring an asshole on the podcast. You know what
I'm
I'm
not
saying?
an asshole, but I'm not a good guy either. Nah, I'm a good guy.
no, yeah, you're a great Jedi, bro.
No, yeah, you're
Great Jedi.
Sometimes you win Sith.
Hey,
Sometimes you win Jedi.
yeah, no, my lightsaber's purple.
Oh,
Trying to be like Mace Windu.
Yeah,
Trying to be
Right
able
in
to
between,
use right in between, but able to use the dark force. Kind of going off topic already, but I go on with it.
all good.
But yeah, pretty much just like being able to use the dark side force into using it into good.
Yeah,
in
the
a
bad
way.
guys get it.
Yeah,
Yeah, they get it.
I mean the bad guys always get the best stuff.
Yeah, the bad guys get it.
dude, they have the best powers, man.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, I mean
know.
Hunter knows that because he always preach it.
Wait, what you mean?
Bad guys always get the best stuff.
Oh yeah, no. Bad guys' powers are always cooler than
Yeah.
good guys' powers.
Looking back on, when you started your career and to the point now, any regrets on taking this job?
I don't regret it, man. But I do know, I know.
You doubted yourself a couple of times. No,
Nah, I always feel like I don't know. It's not that hard for me. But regrets? No, I don't have any regrets. I just know that it was difficult for me.
I bet it was.
I don't think it's just for you, bro. I think it's for every cop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You don't even see half the shit that they go through. Only certain things make the news.
yeah.
All the shit that you really go through, that's a day-to-day basis, nobody knows. Yeah, and you take that shit home.
Yeah, yeah, it happens, man. Yeah, I don't know. Just talking about this right now, just my demeanor. I know I've changed. I kind of I feel like a tired fucking shell of myself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a stressful
just
job.
knowing-
you know?
man, it
dude.
beats you down, bro.
Yeah, no,
I
seriously.
bet. Like the things, the emotion,
Yeah,
the physical, you're the
Mental,
thing, yeah,
emotional,
yeah,
spiritual. I mean,
yeah,
all that shit. Dude. It
yeah.
checks all those boxes.
So all you fuckers out there listening to this podcast, treat law enforcement correctly. They're doing their fucking job.
just treat everybody with respect.
Hey, no, that's it, man.
Yeah.
I feel like that's it. Right
Or
That's
if you
all
ever
it is,
join the
bro.
force, take this in, just he's well experienced, man. 8.5 years.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I was a dick to cops when I was younger.
I think we all were.
Okay, we all-
we
okay.
all were. I feel like we all were. I mean,
Attitude, young
Yeah.
fucking kid. Yeah, you think you know better?
What's the word? Oh shit, I'm interviewing.
you guys gonna go
Hey, yeah, go for it, man.
Yeah,
What's the
go
worst
for
thing
it, bro.
you guys have done that require law enforcement intervention? What?
The first,
Were you guys bad boys?
damn, I was going 85 and a 65. Yeah, I got my license taken away for that.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn.
stupid kids.
Ah,
Got my license taken away. I had to do community service and I forget what else. Oh, I had to pay a big fine.
okay.
Was that dirty?
You're a good guy. Hunter?
Well, I mean, I think it kind of goes without saying, but
I know where you're gonna go with this.
my DUI that was the worst experience.
Sorry for laughing, but I mean,
Hey, no, I mean, I can look back and no one was really hurt, all that kind of stuff. So I can go back and I can laugh at how fucking dumb my ass was back then. But that was probably the gnarliest one.
Dude, I'm glad you brought up the DUI. Is that a common thing? Does that happen? Does that happen?
dude, I feel like it does, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Yikes.
I mean, we just recently a football player just got arrested for a DUI.
I
And he was
know.
going 157 miles per hour.
That's a gnarly one, though.
Wow.
That's
Dude,
like
and he lived.
and he lived.
Yeah, but
the other one.
But,
the
yeah,
other person
and,
wasn't so lucky, and her dog, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
R.I.P. Man. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, you're gonna know me.
there's a lot of fucking guys out there that are driving intoxicated, and it's not even just alcohol. It's just any other drug too. Like even if you take prescribed pain medications, and if you're driving and if it looks like you're impaired, you can still get arrested. Not just alcohol.
It's funny. He asked that question earlier. Not even to cut you off though, CJ. Pretty much, he knows me too well, so he knows I'm a good guy. So I wanted to ask that question.
Is clean.
Yep. Never. I only got pulled over once.
Wait, you forgot to put your blinker on or something?
Nah, I just forgot my lights. That's it. I didn't even have my license apparently, but I mean, I didn't have my license too. So I mean, other than that,
did he cite you for that?
No, he should let me go. I think he was
fucked you up. Fucking not doing his job.
He was trained.
Scumbag.
No,
Scumbag.
Because I think his partner was telling him like
no license.
He just told him like, I'm a permit.
Cut him loose. Cut him loose.
He was like, I should let him go, pretty much. And I was like, yes. That's cool. But other than that, though, just saying though, the tips that I heard, maybe not come across any officers the whole time.
Has your family and friends noticed the difference in you since you joined the force?
Oh yeah.
Do they?
Well, it's like the first few years they notice like I'm a little more agitated, a little more tired.
What are the shifts? Are they, because you guys are 24 hours, patrolling? So it's like, do they stick you wherever when you start? And
so when you're like on when you're still training, right? So what happens is like you go to the academy, you train whatever 6 months at the academy, and then you do like another 6 months or whatever field training, and then they stick you wherever, wherever they say you go, and then once you pass that probationary period, then they'll ask you, okay, where do you
preferences?
And then you submit your preferences, and then they try to accommodate.
You're in a tough area, man. So that's
it's not that tough.
My neighbor is in that area.
Oh
yeah.
Was he a loser? Nah, I just joking. You're not gonna listen to this, huh?
No. I was about to say,
I just joking, neighbor.
I don't even know his name. I just see his sticker on his car.
He's a police officer.
Yeah.
I have some podcast ideas.
Yeah. We're all ears, man.
Yeah.
I want a spot.
We need a new mic then. That's sticking up too much shit.
I thought that was cool as shit though when you're talking about the podcast, and I listened to Destiny and the other chick.
and Karma.
I was like, I know who this is.
Yeah. Well, let's not say their names.
Oh yeah. I was like, this is cool. I like it.
Yeah, no, I mean, because this podcast is something real to bring people a little bit closer to real life challenges and shit that people need to hear, that they obviously don't have nothing. I'm sure nobody knew that, fucking every day is fearful. Remember that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I mean, that's legit. Because and ever since he joined it, I mean, the things he told me, I'm like, damn, man, that's some crazy shit. Like, I mean, like you said, they don't hear it on the news or anything. They don't show it on the news. The shit that he went through, man, there's some crazy shit.
Yeah, respect, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that shit. Hopefully other people do too.
I mean, there's times he asked me if I want to join. I was like, oh man, I don't know if I could handle that crazy shit, man.
I don't think I could be a cop.
I think it can work out. It's just you are some there's certain aspects of you that will change. Straight up, there's no way it's not gonna.
No
happen.
way going around it. Yeah.
I mean, if I was actually,
it was a fucking whirlwind, dude. I wasn't even expecting to pass. I was just like,
that shit comes at you fast too. I bet, man. You take the academy and then you're on the watch.
Yeah, dude. Like no one told you, okay, when you join the department, okay, fucking 5 years feels like 1 year. You're gonna have a 5-year-old and fucking a failed relationship, and
fuck, damn, yeah.
like everything just hits you in the face, and it's because the fucking it's high stress, dude.
Yeah,
even when there's not high stress, there's still low level stress occurring.
Damn. So I just thought of something as you said that. So even spouses need to be strong too.
Yeah.
Right.
That's got to be really stressful too. Yeah.
Kids, law enforcement, people who have children, they go out and man, every day. My dad coming home.
They know exactly. Yeah. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like nothing is guaranteed in life. So
yeah. Come to think about it, the best thing that a police officer can have is a very, very supportive and a spouse who's actually in there, and you know what I mean.
That ride or die.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it also too, like a lot of times, like in the first years of law enforcement, like you want to talk about your experiences and you're like game to talk about it. You want to talk about like what happened, and then after it goes like a few years after, you don't want to talk about it.
Absolutely.
I remember actually that kind of stage. I mean, like,
what is that called when you suppress it?
Oh,
You like
suppress.
Yeah, you push it down so you don't think about it. Suppress.
Yeah, I mean,
suppress.
Yeah, no, I feel like that there's a better word for it.
Yeah.
But,
It's always the
Compartmentalize.
situation,
yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I had a brain fart right there. Is there anything that you want to say to the public? Some advice that can help you guys out, that can help the public out, maybe?
I'm like the last person to give anybody.
Oh, damn.
Really? You have no advice?
Huh?
Nah.
Be nice to people.
Yeah, just be good.
Yeah, you never
Be a good
know.
person.
Yeah, right. You never know what everyone's going through their own challenges. Everyone's going through their own troubles. Just be nice. It doesn't hurt to be nice.
Yeah.
Robin Williams.
He said that?
Yeah, he said something along those lines, like everybody's fighting their own battle. Be kind.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Buckle up.
Yeah, no, for real.
Don't drink and drive.
Yeah.
Oh, especially that. Don't be doing that, guys.
Yeah.
All right, you dim sum mafia. Don't be drinking and driving out there, all right?
Is the police department corrupt?
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to bring that up, but I didn't know if that was like off limits. You know
I mean,
what
you
I
could
mean?
have just asked the
Is
question.
there anything
We can keep it like general. Like,
Of course, we don't want like specifics.
I can answer that for
but-
CJ, yes.
Yeah. I mean, of course, right? I mean,
Look at Kealoha, dog.
I'm gonna come back. Hey guys, I got fired.
Oh, shit.
Someone said you're on a podcast and you just said all the fucking
Spilled all the
you spilled
beans.
all the beans. That wasn't me. The fuck?
Would you say that the law enforcement is corrupt?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh. In between. All right. Like,
Nah.
there-
No. Okay. I'll tell you right now. Law enforcement not corrupt.
There's too many
Corrupt
levels to that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Corrupt shit happens. You know what I mean?
but as a whole,
Yeah. Collectively, it's
as-
not.
right.
It's not.
In general.
Yeah. It's not.
Because
I mean, just like anywhere, right? You're gonna have. Sorry to cut you off, Travis. But I mean, you're gonna have corrupt individuals anywhere in any field, any job, anywhere you go. There's gonna be corrupt individuals. So
Yeah.
I mean, even in the police,
as the department, as a law enforcement department, if it operates at a level of corruption, that is incorrect. No. And you can talk to anybody who says otherwise, and they just sound so convinced and they believe it wholeheartedly, yet they don't know jack shit. Yeah. they're
those
the
people exist, of
yes,
course.
Yeah, they're the most unaware people. And we know people who are like that, you know, this is what I believe, this is what I feel.
and there's no change in their mind.
Yeah. And that's the people you can't reason with. But I can tell you, like, fuck, I've been in for a minute, and there's some shit that people do that are wrong.
It's sketch or whatever, right? Yeah,
It's illegal.
unmoral and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But as a department, if it operates at a level of corruption, no. Nope.
yeah,
Most departments, no.
there's way too many levels to that shit. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So, but people want to feel like, that's the thing. When any time anyone wants to battle like law enforcement, they have to have like the straight up one up. Here's the one up. Yeah. And then like,
What about this?
yeah, what about this? And then, you know what I mean? And it just becomes like, it's like, okay, we're not going to get anywhere here. You know,
Just went
like I
back
can
and
tell you, like,
forth.
I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, I'll tell you the truth. I'll tell you the truth. I'll tell you right now, some corrupt shit's going on. I'll go straight to the feds. But I am a narc. So I'm saying on the podcast.
I am no rata.
Yeah,
Ain't no narc.
I am. Nah. Yeah. That's not the way our department at least works. Yeah. There's some shady shit that happens, but
But it's like minor, I mean,
like you said, it's just everywhere you go, you're going to see some select
Yeah, man.
individuals
Bro,
or, you know.
I forgot what the fuck. What is it called? Humans. Human beings.
There you go. Yeah.
Humans.
I
It's
feel like
going to happen.
I feel like when you first straight up join the department or any law enforcement, that you're going in with good intentions. Like,
Yeah.
the intentions are good. Maybe just the execution is bad, but the ultimate goal is to serve the public.
I think you're
Preserve
right
the
about that.
peace. Yeah.
No, you're right about that. You're absolutely right about that. In the beginning, your intention is good. It is wholesome. And then when you get beat down and you see dirty shit, and then, you know what I mean? That's your life. Like, you see dirty shit day in, day out. And then it's easy for you to start.
I mean, yeah, the human psyche can only take so much too. Yeah. I mean, everybody has a threshold, a breaking point where
before it breaks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's how you got to find something good. Find something that you're interested in. If you have no interest, then go fucking find one before you join the department, so that you can have a fallback.
An outlet, stuff like that.
An outlet, exactly.
Do people
decompress?
Like, yeah, dude. So, are you saying that some people just their whole life revolves around it?
There's some people, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Get consumed by it.
Yeah. I don't really take it too serious. I take my safety seriously, and then, like helping people. Yeah, right. Take it seriously, but you can't take anything too serious. When I'm at work, I'm just like,
more focus on yourself.
Huh?
Just focus on yourself.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, hey, can't wait to get off. Go see my daughter. Go hang out. Go skate somewhere.
You have a life outside of it. Yeah, that's your livelihood.
Yeah.
Do your job and then go home. They're just regular people, man.
Yeah.
Law enforcement, good. Yeah, treat them good. Don't defund them.
Thank you, Chad.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Love you.
Yeah. Love you too, dog. Thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into the Dim Sum Daddies podcast. We'll see y'all later.
Peace.
Yeet.